Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a very long time since I've posted on here, but I got a new vlog camera, and if you're new here, my name is Maya. I am a second-year genetic counseling student at Boston University, and this channel is just kind of for me to share my experience, answer any questions, kind of just spread the word about genetic counseling and what it's like to be a grad student here in 2022. And yeah, so today I thought I would just do kind of like a frequently asked questions video, because I talk to a bunch of students and I love talking to prospective students, and there are some just pretty common questions that I often get, and so I thought I would just answer them all at once here for anyone who is wondering about this. And now this is just speaking from my own experience here at BU, and this is my experience is not the same as other people's experiences at other schools or even within my program. So this is just me and what I've been through and thought about. So yeah, let's get right into it. So a very common question obviously is about cost of living. What's the cost of living? How much do you expect to pay? Where do people live? Because Boston is a pretty expensive city and the program is also very expensive. And so most people do have roommates and they live kind of further out. They don't really live right next to campus, although some people do. A lot of people live in this place called Alston, which is where a bunch of BU undergrads live, and it's very easy because if you live there, then you can walk to the undergrad campus and get the free shuttle that goes right down to the med campus. Other people live in other parts of the city, like up in Cambridge, and some people live with their families outside of the city and commute in. And so there are a bunch of different things that are doable depending on what you're looking for, what the price range you want, and what fits best with you. Most people do live with roommates or significant others to split the cost. Usually you should expect to pay about $1,000 a month for rent. That can be a little bit less or a little bit more depending on where you are and what kind of apartment you have. There isn't really any grad school housing, unfortunately. Sometimes people can apply to be RAs and get housing that way, but typically people live off campus. A lot of people ask, is a car needed? And no, a car is not needed for this program. I don't have a car. I did use a car over the summer for my summer rotation. I used one of my parents' cars because I went up to Portland, Maine for my summer rotation, but other people stayed in Boston for their summer rotation and don't need a car, and I haven't needed a car for any of my rotations during the school year. Another question is about working during school, and so I think most people do end up getting a part-time job during school, and that can vary based on what you're interested in, what you want to do, how much you want to work. So some people keep up part-time waitressing at local cafes, and people continue doing their job that they had before coming to grad school, but more part-time. I personally work for the genetic counseling program. I manage their social media accounts and also kind of act as a genetic counseling assistant for some of our faculty and help them in clinic with whatever they need. There's definitely time for it. So some people ask me about rotations, and so during your first year, my hair is going crazy. During your first year, you start observations the second week of the first semester. And observations are just you observing genetic counselors, other clinics of various range of experiences. And then in the spring, you generally, if you're with one of the faculty genetic counselors, you might start participating in sessions by taking a family history or something like that. But your first full rotation is the summer between your first and second years, and that's 6 weeks, 30 days, and that's your most intense rotation. And generally you start out, observing and then slowly ease in, and then I found usually by the halfway point and definitely by the end, you're doing full sessions. And then you have 4 rotations during the school year, 2 each semester. And for your rotations, you're required to do pediatrics, prenatal, and cancer. And then a lot of people do a non-clinical rotation, like a laboratory or research or advocacy rotation, and then you get another rotation to choose whatever you want. I am doing pediatric cardiology for my rotation. I'm really excited about that because that's the specialty that I want to go into right now. We'll see how it goes after my rotation is done, but you have a lot of options, and they really try to work with you to make sure you get what you want. Another very common question I get asked is why I chose BU, and so I chose BU because of the faculty, honestly, and the community that it has. Everyone is really close, and I feel like you get a lot of support, which you need during these 2 years because they're kind of hectic 2 years. And so I just loved that support. Also liked that we're with Boston Medical Center, which is the largest safety net hospital in New England, and that has provided me with so many different opportunities in my training. I also chose BU because it's in Boston. Boston's a great city, and there are so many different hospital systems, and so I feel like, you know, I can do a pediatric cardio rotation, where I feel like in other cities I might not be able to do that. Love BU because I have been able to work on their social media and do some outreach and interact with the undergrad. We're trying to kind of make more of a connection there, make genetic counseling known in the undergrad, and do some more exposure with that. And so just having a hand in outreach for the profession was really important to me, and it was very clear to me from early on that I could really do that at BU. I just love how much everybody really cares about you. Like, the faculty over the past year and a half have really supported me and checked in with me when I've been going through harder times, and I just feel that care and support. Another question is about mentor-mentee pairings, and so each first year and second year gets paired with a mentor or mentee, and you are required to do a few things throughout the year. Like, you're required to get together once a semester. Usually you end up getting together more because that person really becomes your friend. And you're also required to do some role plays with them and some journal club presentations. And I think it's great to have somebody that you can ask questions to, and that's like kind of, you know, they're your assigned person to ask questions to, so you don't feel like you're bothering somebody. And I've loved it from both ends. I love being a mentee and having someone to ask questions to turn to, and as a mentor I've loved having somebody that I can kind of help along and answer questions for, and feel like I can be there to support them. I get a lot of questions about program bonding, and we do a lot of activities. Obviously with COVID, things have been a little bit harder, and so we haven't been able to do as much as they normally would, but we've still had virtual game nights, virtual escape rooms. We went on a hike last fall, various outdoor activities, and so I still feel like we've all been able to get very close even with some of these restrictions. That's been great. And usually they plan a lot more activities and have a lot more different things throughout the year. Okay, another question is about electives. So most of your classes you take within the genetic counseling program, but you have 2 electives. So one needs to be a research elective based on what kind of capstone you want to do, and then the other one can kind of be whatever you want. It has to fit some requirements. I don't remember them off the top of my head, but it can mostly be whatever you want. I took an addictions class in the mental health counseling program, and that was really interesting and beneficial for my counseling skills. And people have taken various other classes, and so you do have those 2 electives to fit in as well. And that also gives you a chance to interact with people in different programs within the School of Medicine. And I just wanted to kind of give a weekly schedule, what that's like. So in your first year you have classes 3 days a week, and you have observations 1 day a week. And then in your second year you have classes 2 days a week, and you have clinic rotations 2 days a week. And so you always get 1 day a week off, which is really nice to be able to work, catch up on schoolwork, do other things, really whatever you want. And yeah, they're trying to make classes fit between the hours of 9 and 5. It doesn't always work out that way, and usually you might have one class might have a later time, but it's not too bad. but there's definitely time in the week to get everything done and also to go out with friends, be social, explore Boston. They really do emphasize a school life balance, which is good. Those were just some of the kind of the most frequently asked questions that I get. So I hope you got some helpful information from this video, and hopefully I will be uploading more regularly this year. And yeah, have a good day, and thank you for watching. Bye.